What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty damn good.
Hell yeah.
As you can tell, I'm back.
You're back with the addiction. I knew it.
Oh yeah.
I'm back with the addiction as well. Creatine, citrulline, cum. No, I'm just kidding.
A common creatine addict.
It's called Divine Protein Shake, you know.
Mm-hmm. I helped with the blend.
Yeah. Not on camera. Hell yeah. Yeah, but what you been up to lately? Anything new in the gym or your personal life or anything?
I wouldn't say so. I think it's pretty steady going.
Yeah.
I'm just averaging about 2 gym sessions a week.
Okay.
But I also do 2 cardio sessions, running,
Yeah.
which I'm not very good at. I used to be a relatively proficient runner.
Okay.
I'm not anymore.
No. Do you feel like it's your knees that's limiting it today, or what do you feel like it's the biggest reason why you've taken it up once again?
I think I'm not really feeling it that much in the knee. I haven't gotten any pain from running yet. But that's because I limit it to a very short amount each time, and I take it very slow because I want to build it up gradually.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I'm pretty sore in my calves and my tips and all that afterwards. I want to get better cardio so I can make more gains.
Yeah. It's all about the endurance, man.
Well, not really, but you need it.
Yeah.
You can't be without it.
Yeah, you don't need it that much, but
if you want to optimize it, you gotta have it.
Yeah. And like we talked about last time as well, we mentioned the thing with endurance when I in the past introduced myself to like higher rep stuff, but that wasn't like cardio like you mentioned. Right now it was more like muscular endurance per se, but I do believe cardiovascular work has a big part as well, whether you train for strength or hypertrophy or just general health aspects.
Yeah, I think it's also the general health aspect I am after.
Yeah.
And the one that I am training in terms of cardio, I'm doing something more zone 2 cardio. Okay. If you've heard about that.
I've heard about it, but I'm not so like read up on it. So.
It's basically you train with like a pretty low heart rate. It's like an elevated from baseline heart rate, but not like you're pushing yourself.
Okay.
And of course you can get the best like accurate reading if you have a heart rate monitoring device such as a smartwatch or a strap or some shit like that.
Okay.
I don't. But there are 2 other ways. Which being, can you breathe through your nose like continually while you're doing the exercise? And 2 is, can you maintain a conversation while you're doing it?
Okay.
So I try to see if I'm sort of in those criteria.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite interesting.
And that's like, it's recommended to get like 150-ish minutes of this a week to get like the full health benefits. And obviously it improves recovery and your endurance. This is like the one best way to improve endurance. Yeah. Like going harder than this, then obviously as you continue to train, this zone 2 will become like harder.
Yeah.
You'll be able to like run faster in that zone.
Yeah.
Eventually, or train whatever, row, run, swim, whatever you do.
Yeah.
But it's in this zone that you get the most amount of cardio gains and health benefits.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to experiment with it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I guess I have been getting it for probably over a year. Say because I've actually warmed up before training.
What?
I do some rowing or walking or something in terms of just moving my body, getting my heart rate up, getting my blood flowing, and I do that 10 minutes before every workout. And I count those 10 minutes towards that 150 minutes, which I don't get. I get like 50 minutes.
Okay. but
still it's a start.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to build up the ability and the capacity to run again, like I did when I was young. A young buck.
A young buck.
Could run fast, hard, long.
Yeah, and I feel like me myself has also like starting to do more of these things. Like I said, I don't do that much cardio per se, but I always like you mentioned for yourself now, I always warm up with like between 5 and 15 minutes of pretty light cardio. Could be the Stairmaster, could be I often bike using the stationary bike because I love biking outside with real bike as well.
Yeah.
So that's a really good like method and thing for me, just to get the pump and the blood flowing and getting the muscles and the body in general moving. So I later can like get ready to move those weights in the gym as well.
Those heavy ass weights.
Heavy ass weights. Yeah.
That's good.
That's and I feel like I don't need any more than it. Again, I can see the like positive side effects and the benefits of doing more cardio.
But you gotta realize we're not the same.
No.
Because you walk a hell of a lot more than I do every day.
Yeah.
I take my car everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
I get like 2,000 steps a day if I don't do any extra walking.
Yeah, and I'm walking a lot outside of my work as well. Like, you know, I play a lot of disc golf with my girlfriend as well outside the work and like on rest days. So I'm not walking that much during the job. Because it's a lot of writing and a lot of sitting down when I'm with my clients.
Yep.
But like I'm walking to the job and from the job when I go home.
Yeah.
I could also walk to the gym and back, but now I actually have a car that I will be using for a couple of weeks.
Oh shit.
But I still try to walk as much as possible. I only use the car when I actually need to.
Yeah.
And things like that. So yeah, I walk quite a lot, and I think that's something I really want and need to do because I feel really like healthy doing it.
Yeah.
Not just like physically for the joints and for the like blood flow and things like that, but also like psychologically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I feel that.
That's something like a lot don't understand. How a big part of it is like for that like mental health as well, to really be outside, moving, seeing the environments and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially if you're in nature.
Yeah,
that's like a big difference.
Yeah, that's really freeing and therapeutic. That's also why I think I like doing things like disc golf, for example, because you're playing a sport that is very enjoyable, but you're in the like woods, the forest, the nature. So that's really enjoyable sport, and it's a like social sport as well. And it's a sport that has really grown, especially during the pandemic. Yeah. And it was like, I know for many that was quite isolated. Yeah. During the COVID times. Sport like disc golf has really like gotten them outside, more social, and like really got them in activity.
Yeah, there's always, with almost every sport like that, I think the social and the activity aspect is like really good. Yeah. And it's overlooked, quite frankly. Yeah. Like mental health and well-being you get from participating.
Yeah.
So overlooked.
Yeah, and I do feel, especially one of the greatest things with disc golf is that it's like very open for every age. Because it doesn't take a lot of like physical doesn't take that much physical endurance or capacity. If we take like sport like ice hockey or soccer, it takes a lot of like pressure and performance issues on your like joints and muscles for that matter. But disc golf, you only need to be able to walk. Of course,
you'd be able to play it in a wheelchair.
Yeah, pretty much, because of course it takes like you using your muscles when you're throwing, but it's not like you're putting like resistance on it.
No.
You're not using any weights and stuff like that, and therefore I feel like it's a very like open and easy sport to get into.
Very easy to enter. Like the barrier to entry, that's what it's called. Is very low. But then the skill ceiling is pretty high too, right?
Yeah, it is, and it's a quite... I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. It's a quite skillful sport. If you really want to like get to the more advanced level. Yeah. But I still feel like it's a doable sport for anyone. Yeah. I really do.
I think that's a pretty good hallmark of a good sport.
Yeah.
Like easy to entry, but a very high skill ceiling.
Yeah, I think it's perfect.
Kind of cool.
And that's something we also wanted to discuss today, was the thing with our occupational balance.
Yes.
And for those of you that doesn't know what this term is, I actually mentioned this during one of my talks as well. It's like this term occupational balance basically means like finding a balance in your life between the things you want to do and the things you need to do for like survival and things like that. It's like things like you need to perform your daily activities like brushing your teeth, making your bed, cooking food, taking care of your like personal hygiene, stuff like that. That's like things you need to do. Then we have these things like you want to do. Yeah. You want to, like, for me, for example, I want to play disc golf for my personal enjoyment. I want to gym. Yeah. I want to like get out and socialize with my friends, my girlfriends, meet my
girlfriends, plural.
Girlfriends,
plural.
Cut it out
on camera.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that as a really good topic, and I think we can pretty easily see when the balance isn't there, when the dragon shows its flakes or tails or wings or horns in someone's life. It's really obvious when the balance isn't there. And obviously the dragon represents chaos in this instance, whatever you're supposed to call it.
Yeah, of course. And I feel like it's not that easy to find that balance at first, because it's very easy to get into one thing that makes you like interfere with that balance.
Oh yeah.
And like per se, you can easily have that great like balance between your physical health, maybe socializing and things like that, but your like mental health and like psychological stuff isn't there. Yeah. Or like you're doing the things you need to do, but nothing else. Yeah. You maybe aren't socializing, you maybe aren't taking care of yourself, and things like that. So it's like really to find that balance between the good things.
I feel like ideally you wanna like put equal value on all of these different aspects. Yeah. But I could see if you're a very like striving individual, you wanna reach greatness, then you're gonna have to put something on the back burner. Wherever champion in whatever arena, they're gonna have shortcomings in other areas of their life, except for the one that they really excel in.
Yeah, and I feel like that has been quite a big thing for me, because I've always, or at least a majority of my life, I've been like doing a lot of different things, but never really like taking one of these things to the like advanced maximum level. I've been like settling down with mediocrity with the most things, and I'm being fine with that. But lately I've been like changing this, starting to like actually hiring the bar, especially in like the gym and the powerlifting stuff, to really like get to the advanced stage in that scene as well. And I think that's really good, because it's okay to be like mediocre at stuff, but you still, of my opinion, you still need that like something you really burn for, that passion. I'm really passionate about things like music as well, but that's not something I like compete in or performing or stuff like that. It's more like hobby.
A hobby,
and that's why I also like love the gym so much, because I've noticed that I have the potential for it. I have the motivation, the drive for it, and something I could get really great at.
And I think more people than not have that potential, and I feel like you really unlocked that potential yourself. It's not something that was apparent before.
No.
So I feel like it's through effort that has come.
And it's like really, I've always been a hard worker, but it's like it's about the mindset for me. I've always enjoyed the gym, but I don't enjoy it for the same reasons now as I used to, like maybe 5 years ago. Back in the day, I like pursued the gym and stayed motivated gymming because I received the results. I lost like 50 pounds the first year. And that's when you actually get like driven. Because that's when you get that, holy shit, I can actually do this.
Change my body.
I can
morph
actually
my physique into something else.
But it was like I can actually sculpture this body, and it's actually not that hard. It just takes time, especially time, because that's the main issue for a lot of like beginners. They want it to like happen so fast, and it's like if you just give it time, the rest will like get in place automatically. Because I've been soon training for 10 years, but I feel like I'm not even close to halfway of what I want to be. But it's been a really, really great time. And I look forward to what's next.
I've definitely done the least amount to get the most out of it. In most instances. Like, for example, where we are stark contrasts to each other academically. You've always done more than you had to, I feel. You've done very good in texts and assignments. I'd just done what I had to as quickly as possible. And I feel like that's the thing. I always have done more than I needed to. But that's actually quite interesting that you say that, because lately, not just like lately if we talk weeks or months, but maybe the latest year, I feel like this has changed to like the more, not mediocrity, but the thing you talk about, like only doing the thing I need. If we take the gym, that's
that's not the same.
Yeah.
If we take the gym, I will always give it my all. Oh shit, we got mail! But
goddamn jump scare.
Yeah, it's quite scary.
I was like, who the fuck?
Yeah, but if we go back to things like daily life stuff,
Yeah.
I've always like settled with only the things I need.
Yeah.
Nothing else. But yeah, I've never thought about it like that actually.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have put in effort during certain assignment, such as our like last assignment, our thesis. I feel like I did work almost as equally as hard as you.
Yeah.
But like everything else in school, as little as possible effort to get the maximum results.
Yeah. Yeah, but I see like the point of it, and I see it from both sides. I really do. Like,
yeah.
Why do more than you need to?
Yeah.
Because
but then again, I have done more in other things in life.
Yeah.
For example, the gym. There was a time when I went almost every day of the week to the gym, but I didn't eat nearly enough to make any gains at all.
And,
but that's a shortcoming in another part of life.
Yeah.
But not the one that I was really interested and focused, and I put a lot of effort in, but I didn't really have the skill set, I think, or the mindset to make the kitchen adaptations that I needed.
Exactly, and that's like the thing with it that's important here. It's the things you really want to excel at. It's like those are the things that you really want to do more than necessary. In the gym, I will never like settle with doing only what I need to, doing the mediocre things.
Yeah.
Because I want to be the best at it.
Yeah.
The best version of myself. But like you mentioned, things like doing daily chores and stuff like that. It's like focusing on these small details.
Yeah.
It's like I've never done that because, again, why do more than I need to in stuff like that? But you still need, again, that balance between what you choose to like try to excel at and try to do, like go the extra mile for.
Yeah.
And now when you mention the kitchen,
Yeah.
I want to like step further on to the next talking point.
Yeah, let's do it.
I've been thinking a lot about like food, and I've been getting a lot of questions, both from friends and a lot of like followers that's beginners in the training scene that's been asking about food especially, and like what could be good food alternatives when you're starting a diet, whether it's cutting or bulking, and what do you enjoy eating, and generally what are good things to think about when we like, especially for the first time, engage with like more dietary like questions. Do you have any like special takes on this?
I do. I think I really do. If I'd put a newbie on a diet, I'd say eat like a dog. Eat the same thing every day, because then you'd see if that food really actually works for you, if that is okay for your body. And then it's really easy to add or subtract things from that diet. Obviously, it isn't holistic or realistic to do that. But I mean, in an ideal world where I get to be the puppet master, I would do that. And I'd start them off with simple, basic ingredient food items, such as rice for the carb, or potatoes, or I wouldn't necessarily go immediately to pasta. I would rather lean more towards potato or rice, and some basic protein source such as ground beef, could be from cows or pigs, or a mixture, or elk if you're fortunate enough. Or you could have fish. Start out with fish, maybe not tuna. You don't want to have it every day because of the heavy metals, but definitely other types of fish, or chicken obviously is a big one in the community. I'd start really basic, and obviously one serving of a fruit like after every meal. A serving of vegetables could be, and I know a lot of people use broccoli in their meal, but I feel like it's a very lackluster vegetable. You can use it. It's not bad for you. But I don't think it's not that packed, dense with the good stuff. I think you can use a lot of different other vegetables. I'd go really basic. And I'd add stuff as we go. And I think that's how people should do it. That's how I would do it if I'd change.
Do you have any like special or favorite type of meal? If you could like choose one like big meal during a lunch or dinner, both for taste and like macronutrients or nutritional value.
Well, obviously, if I'd want to like max out for myself, I'd choose some sort of fish, fatty fish. So I get good fats, probably a salmon, preferably caught in the wild. This is also very unrealistic because it's expensive.
It is. But still.
Fried with butter. I love butter. That's good. And probably a sauce too, made with that same butter from the pan, or if you make the fish in the oven, and one carb source, and on top of that I'd have a side of vegetables. That's like a basic meal where I get everything.
That's great. You get like everything of the like necessities,
and it's delicious
as well.
Goddamn fish.
And I feel like my advice would like don't overthink it. Like you said, make it basic. Don't try to like overthink the macros and am I getting enough or is this more than I need to and stuff like that. And I'm saying this because like when I started out, I lost over 50 pounds in less than a year. And I got great results and like build the foundation for like who I am today and what I know today. But that wasn't healthy like mentally, because back then the first time I like ate 5-6 times a day, like the classic rice and chicken bodybuilding. And like I said, worked great, but I had to count everything like all the time, so it like limited my socializing and like my time with friends and stuff like that. So I like pulled the plug and stopped. And that's the thing, that it's good if you can count, but you don't need to. I don't count anymore because from that time I learned approximately how much the most things include. So I got it like up in my head, so I can count, like I can estimate. Because even if you have the exact number, it's not the exact number. You can't count the exact amount of calories, so I don't see the value of doing it, and especially for your like mental health. And like just try to get the necessities, and I would say you need carbs, fats and proteins, but if I really could choose one, I would over focus the protein. And that's also one thing that I feel like is a big reason why my latest cut now was so effective, because I didn't limit my carbs or fats. I ate a lot of them, but I changed my mindset to like over prioritize the protein, and I ate a lot of protein.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's a big reason why I like maintained a lot of muscle mass. I lost a lot of fat, and like overall felt good during the process, because I would say protein is the number one thing macronutrient. But with this being said, you can't forget about the other guys.
No.
This is the issue with, again, especially new people that's getting into this dieting. That they're over prioritizing protein, and like I said, that's good, but they're forgetting the like carb or fats, or not even forgetting, they're maybe like thinking it's bad for you, because you really need those, both for function, health, and like actually like
I can see how like you're sort of chubby, overweight, you want to lose weight, and like fat, 1 gram, 9 calories. Nah, I'll cut that one out. It's easy to make that conclusion that like, oh yeah, I could remove the fat because then I'd have more space for other stuff.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're lacking knowledge, and when they lack knowledge, they oftenly like make the statement that, or they think that fats are making you fat.
Oh yeah.
Which isn't true at all.
Yeah.
It's not the fats that are making you fat.
Yeah.
Often it's just you eating more than your like
your own energy need.
Yeah, you're eating more than you're moving. So that's often the case. But again, it will affect you if you like overeat your fats, of course, but it's not the thing that's making you fat in the first place. And that's what I really want all of you to understand.
Yeah, and I think if you like really focus on getting your protein, you're gonna feel a lot more full and won't have like the appetite to get the other stuff, the bad stuff. You'll be like, oh shit, I'm still sort of woozy from the last meal because it was packed with the protons. Yeah,
because proteins are a very saturating source of energy. Because you can take carbs, you can eat almost as much. You can eat really much of carbs.
Yeah, you could, if you'd have a good, delicious, scrumptious carb source, you could just sit and eat that all day and never stop.
Take waffles, for example.
Yeah.
you could like pack them up to like roof. I will be full at the moment. But 30 minutes later, I'm good to go again.
Farted twice, that's gone.
But have you like tried eating a pure protein-based meal? How much can you eat of it? You eat a steak and you're done.
Try eating some cottage cheese mixed with tuna.
Hell yeah. I haven't tried it, but it sounds delicious.
It's actually good. It's actually a good way to enjoy your tuna and cottage cheese, and it's I would not like to call it calorie free, but it's almost calorie free.
And that's like, I think it's quite the hack with protein. It's often quite low in calories while it gets you very full. And it's like, for me it was before I wanted to like eat and eat and eat. It like when I over prioritize the meats or like proteins in general, it got me full immediately, while my caloric intake was quite decreased. So I didn't have the need to eat the carbs or eat the sugars or stuff like that. And that's why I really love the proteins, because they're quite efficient when it comes to like nutritional value.
But I think if we look at it like this, proteins will always be more expensive than carbs.
Yeah,
carbs are more easily accessible.
Yeah, of course.
And having a delicious, good quality protein source, it takes some skill in the kitchen, or money from the wallet.
Yeah, of course, and that's also a thing why I think a lot of people uses it more like easily, because it is very cheap carbs and maybe fats for that matter, but they could be quite expensive as well. But especially carbs, very cheap, very often very easy to make and stuff like that. And like you said, they're more like expensive proteins, and it takes maybe a little more skill to like execute the meal for it in the kitchen. But hey, I think that's a skill we all need to develop if we don't have it. Like,
I think it's almost part of the fitness journey.
Yeah.
To like learn how to cook a little bit. Yeah. You need it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're loaded with money, you don't. But
no, but still,
if you're a normal, average person, you're gonna need to learn how to cook.
Yeah,
it's just how it is.
And it's like one last thing I want to mention when we talk about food is, I think fibers are very important.
Yeah,
it's not something I have dwelled on in the past, but like, for example, this latest cut, I ate a lot of like both vegetables and berries.
Yeah.
I still eat a lot of berries, like a quite big bowl of, I buy this like fruit mix. It's like strawberries, wineberries, raspberries and so on. And I put some, like, sometimes I could put syrup on it, sometimes it's honey, just to get the extra sweetness, you know.
Yeah.
But that's hella delicious. I love berries, and it's packed with a lot of vitamins, a lot of fibers, and the same goes with vegetables. I use a lot of kale in my food, and like, again, I could use like vegetable mixes. And even if you said you weren't a big fan of broccoli, but I use a lot of broccoli.
I like the taste of broccoli.
I'm messing
especially with some butter.
Hell yeah. Everything's better with butter.
It is. I have nothing against like the taste and all that, but it's not like the most optimal vegetable in terms of getting
I understand that part.
Yeah. But I do like eating broccoli as well.
Yeah, and just finding the things you enjoy eating. The same goes for training. Finding the things you enjoy doing in the gym.
Yeah.
That's like main important thing when it comes to anything, both in the gym and in life.
Yeah.
Because like when you're doing the things you enjoy doing or enjoy eating, that's when you stick with it.
Yep.
I really believe that.
I mean, obviously what we talked about with the diet, it applies to about 95% of people, if not more.
Yeah.
There are a group of individuals that might not do well with the omnivore, eat everything diet, eat all different sources of food. Some people are allergic towards certain foods. They might have to go a different route. But for like 95% or more, might be higher, a well-rounded diet is the most superior diet. Yeah, of course. That's just the way it is. Yeah. It is. Okay. Should we?
Yeah, we got some more time.
We got some more
time.
How
long?
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm gonna just lay it out there. I gotta like turn the tables now.
Yeah, turn the tables.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna ask you a quite non-relevant question of what we were talking about earlier. But if you could name one like guilty pleasure in your life, what would it be?
Energy drinks.
Energy drinks. Yeah.
Well, I do feel a little bit guilty because they're somewhat pricey.
Yeah.
And I know they're bad for my teeth.
Yeah.
And maybe they mess with sleep somehow. I don't feel it really affecting my sleep, but it could.
Yeah.
Could be a factor. Could be that I could get better sleep without them. So
yeah,
definitely energy drinks.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have something like that you're maybe not doing as much anymore? Like, could be guilty pleasure, could be bad habits or something like that. Something you changed from the past. Could be energy drinks once again, but
I feel like energy drinks turned from like a guilty pleasure into a bad habit, now back into a guilty pleasure.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know, just straight up guilty pleasure? I don't know.
I feel like mine probably is, I believe, the same as one of yours as well. And that's anime.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't watch much anime anymore.
Nate, it's not as much as I used to. Like when you introduced me to anime back in the day, maybe it was when we started studying together.
Could have been before that as well. But I think we started watching some together when we studied together.
Yeah, so that was like 2017, 18?
18.
18, I think.
18.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. It was around this time, 2018, when we lived together. First, when I came to Umeå, we watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, I remember that. One of the best decisions ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't watch as much anymore because I feel like I don't have as much time for it. Don't need to watch it as much. But I still feel like it's just a pleasure for me because the thing that maybe sounds like cliche, but anime really changed me for the better. I'm serious because from the day I started watching anime, I got like way more authentic because anime is a type of media that's considered like not in the stigma, but it's like if you watch anime, you're like outside the norm.
Yeah.
And it's like you're weird if you watch anime, but I was like I didn't fall into that one because when I started to watch it, I like actually learned to be myself and like embrace. Yeah, I watch anime because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
And like, I think so much people like get stuck on this.
Yeah.
It's like you need to do these things that the society feels is the normal thing to do.
What they
but you just need to like do the things you enjoy.
Yeah.
Whether it's like in the status quo or not.
Yeah.
And like
balanced,
that really,
of course, not too
what
much.
did you say?
Balanced, of course, not too much.
yeah, of course, but that was quite really good like investment, if you will.
Yeah, invest.
It was stocks. Yeah, so I would say that's it for me.
I've definitely had, I think, almost a negative relationship with anime in the past. I've been like one of those that watched too much anime, like someone we might know.
You know who you are.
We know who you are. So I've definitely done that in the past. Now, like the last maybe 2 years, I watched maybe 3 animes in total. Like 12 episode ones, and I feel like that's enough for me. If I see a really good one, something that really appeals to me, then I'll have a look. If I like it,
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
And I feel like I appreciate it way more as well when I don't watch it as much.
Yeah.
Because I really find those like hidden gems, and I'm a man who likes like very underground both animes and regular shows as well. That's not like the mainstream ones. And in the majority of cases that's the like highest rated for me, at least. The ones that like no one has seen. And it's like when I see it, and of course I would like to be able to talk about it because no one has seen it, but it's mostly those that are really great for me. I think.
Well, I do feel like obviously if you stop doing one thing you're going to replace it with something else.
Yeah.
And I do think I watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, that's true for me as well. I've absolutely increased my time on YouTube. But that's a lot of because we started a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing wrong with it. You just need to find the balance, so you can like.
I think like YouTube is the best social media platform.
Yeah.
It's not, these other ones are pretty not really toxic, but they like drain you. They suck you dry.
Yeah, it's like I actually talked about this with a client's like parent about this, because the client themselves had like issues with expressing themselves and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we got into the topic of like what has social media done to the society, and we got into the topic of like it has really like affected our minds negatively, and like you mentioned on last episode, the youth especially, the attention span of our generation is really decreasing because of the like social media and things like comparing yourself to others, things like that is very negatively impacting your mind and psyche.
Yeah.
That's also because of social media.
Yep.
But we also thought back in the days, like the older generations, they had this more, you have to live by the standards.
Yeah.
And that's also quite unhealthy behavior.
Yeah.
So I just started to like think what's it gonna be like in 50 years? What's the like main issue gonna be then? And I do feel it's gonna be like what's it like right now. The main issue in 50 years I think will be independency. Because the technology is like developing so much, and it's gonna develop in the future as well. So sadly I think it's gonna like impact our dependency, like making the routine to like the technology, and then we will get like used to being fed and being like supported by machines like digital products and stuff. That's my
That's a possibility. Yeah,
that's my like theory for it.
Goddamn dystopia.
Hell yeah. But we shall hope that doesn't happen, because you need independence.
Like you can already sort of do that to an extent already.
Yeah.
But I think the optimal way to use technology is sort of like an extension to your life, not as like an actual part of you as a being.
Yeah, and that's what we need to like figure out and find, because
I think we probably need to start teaching that, or having
absolutely
someone needs to think about these things.
But it's quite funny, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
because it's no joke, because it's really draining on a lot of people.
Yeah,
we need to like use technology for like its good, what it was made for.
That's a really good functionality, and it's an incredible resource.
Yeah, it is.
But impressionable youths will be the primary target for the evil corporations.
Yeah.
Because they want the dollar bills. And people are gullible. Mostly gullible in their teens, early youth phase of life. That's when you really latch on to different things. Anime. Tumblr. It could be that you become like a hardcore right-wing Nazi. It could be that you become it could be anything, but you will latch onto something.
Yeah. And
that's a guaranteed fact for all people.
Yeah.
And that's why I think philosophy will become more important than ever in the future.
Yeah, and I really hope it does, because I really love philosophy, and I really think it's important. I most probably think you agree with me on this, because I feel like you're quite the philosophical guy.
Well, yes, a little
You
bit.
always have been, and that's something I've latched onto for the previous years, the recent years.
Yeah.
And I'm happy I did, because I really haven't thought about it in the past. Because it's really important, but a lot of people feel like this is all bullshit stuff. They really can't see why would I need to think about philosophy.
Yeah.
But it really teaches you the way of life. A lot of mindset you maybe need to have or need to change for the better to live the good life you really need and deserve. And that's something that really has helped me a lot as well, changing my mindset and really reading up on these philosophical theories and virtues.
Virtues, yes.
And that's really big for me, I think.
I think if everyone would strive to be a philosopher, no one probably is, except for the greats.
Yeah.
Then we'd live in the ideal society. But we're far from that.
Yeah.
And as we become more one with technology, I think we're going to sort of start becoming it eventually.
Yeah.
But there is going to be this transitioning phase where we won't really need to do the same stuff that we have done in the past. We have gone through school for many years to learn maths, drawing, writing, singing, everything. But you will be able to do that through technology in the future. And I think our education will primarily have to be philosophy and thinking.
And I really feel that would need to change and increase the thing with philosophy. Really teaching it. Oh, mail again.
Shit. Goddamn, twice.
Hell yeah, but I feel that's a big lack at the moment.
And technology has gone the evolution of technology has gone very fast.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's going to stagnate soon or if it's going to continue even faster. We don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think learning how to think is definitely it has to become a priority.
Yeah,
we have to teach people.
Because why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because the things we want to teach in schools is the things we actually need
in life.
Yep. You need economical things like math.
Yeah.
You need psychology. And a lot of philosophy feels like psychology as well. Some of it is.
Yeah.
But what I think philosophy really teaches you is how to approach life and how to think in life, because that's the issue with social media in the first place, and things we're experiencing right now is people don't know what they're feeling. They don't know what like what their thoughts means, and stuff like that. And I really think philosophy could like build and improve this a lot. Yeah. But yeah, we talked about a lot of like really interesting and deep stuff today.
Really deep stuff. Some
good
stuff.
Like that.
I like that too a lot. So.
And I feel like we gotten through a lot of things like food, philosophy, training, and occupational balance.
Hell yeah, that's good.
And last but not least, the legendary segment.
Overrated or underrated.
Hell yeah. And last week we talked about underrated exercises. Today we will flip the switch and talk about overrated exercises.
Yep.
And you got any particular exercise in mind? Wanna kick it off? Oh shit.
I mean, I really love this exercise, but I feel like it has almost no implication in real life, and that's the bench press.
Yeah. But I mean, I can see it, but do tell.
I like doing the bench press. I like the technical aspects of the bench press. I like what I get from the bench press, but it's not really necessary at all.
No. It's not like functioning.
No, it's not functional.
Functional, sorry. Yeah. Oh man, that's a good one actually.
Yeah.
I've been actually thinking about that, and it really depends on what you're after. If you're looking at functionality and stuff like that, I absolutely agree. But then if we flip it, like if we only take strength, then it's a really crucial and essential exercise. But we want to like look at exercises that are functional as well. And I don't know, I feel like I don't think it's overrated because I use it a lot myself.
Well, I use the bench press a lot too.
I actually, there's so many I could pick right now, and I don't know, it could be underrated as well, but I feel like it's a very popular choice in the powerlifting community. And that's the SSB squat.
Okay.
It's not overrated when it comes down to the natural and like common lifter, because a lot of people haven't even heard of it. But when we take like powerlifters, and I'm gonna talk from that standpoint right now, because I'm quite more invested in that area at the moment. And I feel like I say it's overrated. It talks a lot about there's so many alternatives that I would rather do for functionality. And the SSB bar squat, it literally is a front squat. I used it back in the day when I started out powerlifting, because I had limited mobility in my like wrists, and I felt like it was more comfortable squatting in that position. But now, like at least latest like 1-2 years, I actually switched to front squats because it is a better choice, the SSB squat, if you're having limited mobility and stuff like that. But then I thought, why settle with that? Why not just train your mobility in the first place? Because that's what it's all about. You don't want to like settle with the easier choice. You want to improve your weaknesses, so the harder choices will become reality. And that's what I did. And I feel like you get more core activation as well in the regular front squat than if you're using the SSB bar. But again, it depends if you're actually having more severe injuries in the wrist. Then of course I would recommend the SSB because it's quite safe and sometimes as well optimal exercise.
Yeah, I feel like you can load. Definitely, if you're new to the front squat, you can definitely load up the safety bar squat a lot more.
Yeah, because I can load 3 plates and squat for like between 3 and 5 reps with the safety bar squat.
Yeah.
But I can barely do 1 rep in 120 in the front squat.
Yeah.
And that's because I lack the mobility in my upper back as well. That makes me like hinge forward in the back, and that's like limiting my ability to hold it as well as I would want to.
Yeah.
And it's using a lot more of my core as well, so that's why the weight I can move in the ordinary front squat is being like limited a lot. But yeah, I absolutely don't think it's a bad exercise. I love the safety bar squat a lot.
Yeah.
And I would recommend it for a lot of people, but I just think if you can choose, if you're healthy, I would choose the front squat over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But with that being said, I'm quite pleased with this talk today.
So am I.
So.
All right.
Yeah, but we see you on the next one.
Signing off.
Signing off.
Peace. Got the mic.